This summer showed us that there is simply no room or no time for nostalgia. Battle lines for a new world order based on power are being drawn right now. So yes, Europe must fight for its place in the world, in which many major powers are either ambivalent or openly hostile to Europe, a world of imperial ambitions and imperial wars, a world in which dependencies are ruthlessly weaponized. And it is for all these reasons that a new Europe must emerge. And finally, it takes resilience. As technology evolves, we need to build up societal immunity around information manipulation. Because research has shown that pre-bunking is much more successful than debunking. Pre-bunking is basically the opposite of debunking. In short, prevention is preferable to cure. Perhaps if you think of information manipulation as a virus, instead of treating an infection once it has taken hold, that is debunking. It is much better to vaccinate so that the body is inoculated. Pre-bunking is the same approach. Because disinformation relies on people passing it on to others. It is essential that people know what malign information's influence is and what the techniques are that are behind it. And as the knowledge goes up, our chances of being influenced goes down. And that builds up the society resilience that we will need.
How will they react? Venezuela, probably not going to align with the Western democracies and shift the other way. But I think we are really in a very chaotic, dangerous moment in geopolitics. And I think also it's only makes sense that all of the nations of the world that align around free world values, individual human rights, fair capital markets and good business practices, those types of things that we love in the United States and Western Europe. We've got to stay united because the Russians, the Chinese, the Iranians, the North Koreans are going to do everything they can to divide us.
Here in Beijing, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has just arrived at a massive military parade with Chinese leader Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin. This is the first time ever that the three leaders have appeared on the global stage together, and the world's media is here watching. For Xi, this is about more than just unveiling new weaponry. It's about showing off a new global order with Kim, Putin, and other world leaders from countries including Iran, Pakistan, and Myanmar.
中华民族伟大复兴势不可挡.
As those troops and weapons roll past in Beijing, this show of military might and new global alignment is in direct challenge to the West, with some experts even calling it an axis of upheaval. And as US President Donald Trump unleashes chaos with his global trade war and shaky attempts to end the war in Ukraine, Chinese leader Xi Jinping has a message. China is ready to step up as an alternative leader to the United States.
We're going to turn now to the reaction around the world to Donald Trump's victory. Vladimir Putin is among the global leaders congratulating the president-elect as speculation grows about how Trump will handle issues like Ukraine. Chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell is tracking the latest from London. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, George. You could almost be forgiven for thinking Donald Trump was already in office, judging by the amount of international attention he's getting. He's spoken to around 70 world leaders, but conspicuously missing from that list is Vladimir Putin. The Russian leader giving a major speech overnight, sounding upbeat in the wake of Trump's victory. The Russian president claiming a new world order is now taking shape. Putin congratulating Trump, though, saying he's ready to meet the president-elect, also praising his response to that attempted assassination, saying he was courageous and a real man.
I think, my mother had an expression, out of everything terrible, something good will come if you look hard enough for it. I think this presents us with some significant opportunities to make some real changes. We are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So anyway, I'm going to hush up, Mary, fire away.
China claims it's a neutral mediator in the war in Ukraine. It's not. It's actively supporting Russia, openly with trade and less openly supplying vital parts for Vladimir Putin's war machine. So why is all this happening? Well, from Russia's point of view, because it has to. It absolutely needs China to dodge Western sanctions, to prop up its militarized economy and to supply its war machine. From China's point of view, it has Russia over a barrel and is exploiting that on its own terms for all it can, benefiting economically, but also because the longer this war goes on, the more divided the West and NATO seem to become. China does not want a world dominated by one power. Helping Russia continue this war is helping achieve that ambition.
Holding hands, Russia's Vladimir Putin and India's Narendra Modi head straight for their host, Chinese President Xi Jinping. They form a huddle with their translators and exchange a few words, even a few laughs. For Xi, the optics are ideal as he seeks to assert himself as a world leader they can count on. In his opening speech at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, he told members that global governance had reached a new crossroads, taking not-so-subtle jabs at the United States.
We should uphold fairness and justice. We must promote a correct historical perspective on World War II and oppose the Cold War mentality. We should block confrontation and bullying practices.
When Donald Trump upended the global trading system, he provided fertile ground for President Xi to rally partners from around the world. This summit is one example, aiming to strengthen ties between more than 20 countries from across Asia and the Middle East through cooperation on issues ranging from AI, infrastructure, or the creation of an SCO development bank. Modi would have once been much more cautious about showing public displays of affection for Putin and Xi as he tried to cultivate India's relationship with the US. But with Delhi currently facing a 50% levy on its exports, analysts say Modi has been pushed into the arms of his Chinese counterpart, even despite years of tensions over a border dispute.
The Shanghai Cooperation Organization can become the guiding light for multilateralism and an inclusive world order.
Meanwhile, Xi is gearing up for his next major event, a military parade in Beijing attended by leaders of Russia, North Korea and Iran to mark 80 years since the end of the Second World War.